Okay, so hello. Here is my controversial presentation. My name is Julian Flores, and here it goes. So, should CPR and first aid certification be required for high school graduation? Now, imagine you're walking across campus when the person in front of you suddenly collapses. Everyone around them freezes, unsure of what to do. Would you know how to help them? Would you, like, of course, would you want to help them? Do you want to know how to? So medical emergencies can happen anywhere at school, work, the gym, or even at home. Learning CPR and first aid could help you save the life of a friend, family member, or even a complete stranger, which is definitely important to know and important to value in all aspects. So I chose this topic because I'm interested in how healthcare and have spent time learning about emergency care through my healthcare education. Right now, I'm currently going for PTT, so I'm really interested in this realm. I also researched recommendations from organizations like the American Heart Association to better understand why CPR training is so important. I really believe high schools should require every student to complete a basic CPR and first aid certification before graduation. As a personally, I do have my card. I know you have to renew it every single 2 years. So I learned it during high school, and I think it should be enforced heavily into every person and every aspect of teaching and learning. Just because it could save so many lives and prepare students for emergencies and create safer communities. So today I'll explain why the lack of CPR and first aid training is a problem, why many students graduate without these life-saving skills, and how making CPR certification a graduation requirement can help save lives. So the problem, every year more than 350,000 out of hospital cardiac arrests occur in the United States. So according to the American Heart Association, these emergencies happen far more often than many people realize. Yes. So, Dr. Michael Sager, an emergency physician with an American Heart Association, illustrates and states how immediate CPR can double or triple the chances of survival after cardiac arrest. That means just a person standing nearby, not even just a doctor or paramedic, can make the differences between life and death while waiting for emergency responders to arrive. Because as we know, any even 1 to 2 minutes can increase the lives to their survival by significantly. Another problem is that many students graduate from high school without ever learning CPR or first aids. Because of that, they may not know how to respond of seeing somebody in the real world experiencing cardiac arrest or begins choking herself with any sort of serious injury. Medical emergencies also don't just happen in hospitals. They happen at schools, sporting events, shopping centers, parks, and even at home. When people nearby know CPR and first aid, they can provide immediate care until emergency medical services arrive. So then now that we've looked at why this is a serious problem, let's talk about why so many students still graduate without these life-saving skills. So for the causes as why it happens, one reason is that not every state requires CPR training before students graduate from high school. Graduation requirements are different depending on where you live. So many students finish school without ever receiving this training. Another reason is that some schools believe they don't have enough class time, funding, or certified instructors to teach the CPR. While those concerns are considered understandable, many CPR programs do offer um, affordable and can be easily be incorporated into existing health or physical education classes that are already in. So even though these are some challenges, there is a practical solution that can better prepare every student for emergencies and just overall increase everybody's education and knowledge of how to help others. So the solution is pretty simple. Oh, the solution is pretty simple. It just requires every high school student to complete CPR and first aid certification before graduation. One way schools can do this is just by incorporating CPR and first aid training into existing health or physical education classes. The American Red Cross already offers CPR programs designed specifically for schools, making implementation much easier. So schools can also partner with local hospitals like fire departments, EMS agencies, or community organizations to provide certified instructors and hands-on practices. So researchers have shown that increasing bystander CPR training is associated with higher survival rates after cardiac arrest. This solution does require creating an entirely new class. It does simplify and adds valuable life skill to education that students can carry with them for the rest of their lives. So it is pretty valuable and uh, it's significantly important to each person. So as students, parents, and community members, we can also support this idea by encouraging schools and school boards to make CPR and first aid certification part of graduation requirements. So as somebody that does have their own card, a lot of people in my school do have their card. I would say more than 60% people do, as it does translate into graduate requirements where an elective is needed. And out of those electives that you could choose from, you can gain your CPR card out of most of them, out of most of the options. So, in conclusion, just one skill can truly save a life, and you never know when someone will need your help. So, today we've talked about the problem of limited CPR education, why many students still graduate without these life-saving skills, and how schools can make CPR and first aid certification part of graduation requirements. Requiring CPR and first aid certification before graduation is a simple step that all schools can partake in and can just better prepare students for emergencies and how they could just save lives and create safer communities for everybody that's in our world and social life. Um, so I'll leave you guys with this thought today that you never know when someone around you might need help and how the CPR skills you learn in high school could one day save the life of a friend, a family member, or even a complete stranger. S- And then here are my references.